Hey everybody, we are about to start season one, episode one of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I know I'm a little late, so you're going to get episodes one and two back to back. But let's get started. So we start off with who I'm assuming is the main character, this guy. He's burying somebody. I don't know who this man is, but the guy clearly didn't treat him well because in all the flashbacks, he's getting slapped up. So it was a very abusive relationship, but it was still a relationship nonetheless. So he buries him, and now he's just stuck with these three horses and a sword, trying to figure out where to go next. And I guess he's going to go to King's Landing and try to join the City Watch. Isn't that like the Gold Cloaks? I don't know. We'll find out. We start to get the iconic Game of Thrones intro. I'm all excited to see what it's going to look like. And then they cut to this guy just taking a shit behind a tree, and they're showing the shit coming out. I don't want to see that. So we arrive at some inn, I'm guessing, and it's just full of weirdos. We meet this little bald kid. I'm guessing that's Egg. He's tending to the horses. uh Sir Duncan goes in and orders some food. There's some drunk guy passed out on the table. He randomly wakes up and says he had a dream about him and like brandishes a knife at him. Just a lot of weird stuff going on. Duncan goes out to check on his horses, and little Egg is playing on the horse. Egg is like, I know you're not a knight because you're not dressed like a knight. Your belt is made out of rope. You're broke. We're going to go to Ashford and compete in this tourney. Just a lot of world building, a lot of story developing. And yeah, Egg wants to be Duncan Squire. Duncan says no. I don't know why. I'd rather have company, but he leaves Egg at the inn, and him and his horses just go on to Ashford to try and compete in the tourney. So Dunk arrives at Ashford. He goes to speak to the Master of Games, I think he's called. And the Master of Games is just really fucking with him, saying that he's gonna hang him from something, and they're gonna sodomize him. Just some really, really horrific stuff. But it's just a joke, they let him sign up for the games. And yeah, he tells him like if you lose, you have to forfeit your sword, your armor, and you have to pay a ransom to the winner. And Dunk is like, I don't have any money, so I just have to win. And I like his attitude. Go Dunk. So Dunk is looking for Sir Manfred, I think. And then like it's these two hoes just making fun of him. I shouldn't assume that they're hoes, but they probably are. This is Westeros, okay? Women, they either get married to a High Lord, they join the Sept, the Septas, the Silent Sisters, or they become hoes. Those are your options. I didn't make it this way. That's just how it is. Okay, we have a Baratheon. I think they said his name is Lionel Baratheon, and he has like his stag horns and everything. Looks very majestic. The Baratheons, they're high lords in Westeros, so I'm excited to see this. So Dunk approaches Lionel Baratheon, and after a series of social faux pas, Lionel encourages him to go out and dance at the party, which he does. Him and Lionel dance together. They step on each other's feet, they get drunk, they become good friends. Now they're just sitting at Lionel's table. Dunk is wearing Lionel's Baratheon crown, and they're just having like a good old heart to heart. I'm really enjoying this scene. So after being snubbed by that noble that Dunk was trying to find the whole time, he ends up finding Little Egg cooking fish by his pavilion. He doesn't have a real pavilion because he's broke. He just has like a little tree or whatever. But Egg tells him that he got there on the back of a lamb cart. And my thing is, if you took a lamb cart to the tourney, why don't you have any lamb to eat? Where's the lamb chops? Why are we eating fish? But they have a heart to heart, they become friends. Dunk agrees to let Egg be his squire. And yeah, they're going to be buddies now. So congratulations. friendship. So the episode ends with Dunk and Egg falling asleep underneath the night sky. Or the other nights, they're sleeping in their tents in their pavilions, but not them. They're homeless nights. I think that was a pretty good first episode, a nice introduction into the new series. Also, this was a lot funnier than I expected it to be. Is this supposed to be a comedy? Because if it is, they hit the nail on the head. I can't wait for episode 2, and I'm glad I watched this. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things that y'all do, and come back for episode 2.